Welcome back everyone to another Watch Spotlight here at Watches on Wall Street. I'm Connor and I will be your watch guy today. Today I am bringing you one of my favorite little things that we do on the channel and on the page here, a little side-by-side comparison. And today we are doing Panda chronographs, and this is going to be a fun one for me because both the pieces we have are very historically inspired. I'm a big history nerd, so let's jump into this. Today I'm bringing you the Hamilton Intramatic Panda dial chronograph, as well as the Breitling Premier Panda dial chronograph. Panda dials have been super popular recently. Everyone knows the Panda Daytona. You know, I personally think spending 12 plus grand on a watch that doesn't have a date is a bit of a fool's errand, but you know, I'm not the one spending the money. So jumping into our Hamilton first, the Hamilton H31 movement is powering this bad boy. You've got a 60-hour power reserve, black calfskin leather strap, sapphire crystal 40mm case, and a 20mm lug. That is just, you know, basic rundown information for you. Let's get into some of the little details, which is really what watches are all about. You've got old school 1960s inspired crown and pushers on this piece, as well as a beautiful little texturing on your subdials for the minute and active second hand. Dial matching date wheel, always a favorite of mine. It's always weird having a random white spot in the middle of a black dial. On the case back here, as with a lot of Hamilton's Intramatic line, it's throwback series, it's throwback line, it's supposed to be inspired by their old timepieces, and so you've got this repeating H motif on the case back that's supposed to be reminiscent of railroad tracks. If you aren't familiar with the historic part of Hamilton, they were first known for their railroad pocket watches. That was a pocket watch that was super accurate for the time, because if you had railroads and your timing was off, you ended up having these head-on collisions. It was just a mess. But this watch is a beautiful little piece. You're sitting right around $2,100 on the leather strap variant. So, you know, it's up there for the Hamilton world, but for the finish you're getting on this, for the beauty, for the chronograph feature, that's really kind of right in line with the industry. In fact, it's a little under for, you know, such a complicated watch in the truest of terms. You do have one neat little feature. You have a hidden pusher over here at around 9-10 o'clock on the case, and that actually is your quick date change as opposed to having it in position 2 on the crown. And I think that's just a fun little feature. You get this nifty little card that comes with it, so you don't have to use any kind of, you know, tool that might damage the metal. They give you a little silicone chip that's got a pusher on there for you. The Hamilton's really a beautiful piece, but that can also be very fairly said about our next piece, the Breitling Premier B01 chronograph. The B01 is an in-house movement, so you're getting a 70-hour power reserve out of this versus the 60-hour power reserve out of the H31 and the Hamilton. 42mm case, so a little bit wider. A little bit more wrist presence for you, but when you got a beautiful piece like this, I don't think anyone's going to complain about that. It does come on a black crocodile strap with white accent stitching, and on a deployment clasp. I'm a big proponent of the deployment clasp. If you're going to have a leather strap, get yourself a deployment clasp, even if it's aftermarket. It'll save you a lot of headache and a lot of time. You're not going to have to replace your strap every 9 months or so. If you've got this configured onto it, it turns it basically into a bracelet with the aesthetic feels of a leather strap. Jumping into some more of the features here, you have this really interesting, not quite coin heads finish on the sides of the case. They've duplicated it on both sides, both on 9 and 3 o'clock. And, you know, just adds to the beauty of the watch as opposed to having just flat stainless steel. You've got this fun little texturing. You also have a chambered sapphire crystal, so it gives you a bit of that old school, some folks will refer to it as top hat look with the crystal here, as well as some much more sleek and well hidden pushers. These are called box pushers. I think visually, personally, I gotta go with the Breitling a little bit more. You've got just tiny little details like those square pushers. You've got the red central chronograph second hand, so you can actually see a little bit better, makes the readability a little higher. And then, you know, they've also done the display back, so you can actually appreciate and watch your in-house B01 movement. And yeah, these are both beautiful, wonderful, phenomenal watches. So as the final aspect of the side-by-side, I feel like we gotta talk about price. I mentioned on the Hamilton, around 2,100 bucks. On the Breitling Premier, you're looking at just under 9 grand, 87.50. So if you want a luxury feel and a beautiful timepiece, you can definitely get that out of the Hamilton without breaking the bank. But if you want something truly special, truly luxury, you can't beat the Breitling. I want y'all to come in, check out our different timepieces, let us know how you like these little side-by-side comparisons. I love doing them. Have a great one, y'all.